Hey, I was asked by someone about the Masons and their signals and everything like that and their code words. Let me say up front, I have never been a Mason and never had contact in any of their clubs, lodges, secret meetings, or anything. All the studies that I've done have been on my own and information that you can readily find in various places. This was just a simple search. I believe in Yahoo, in their images. I just typed in Masonic Handshake and this image came up. Now I know this is true because one time this happened to me. Someone was hoping that I would be a Mason because they were coming to make a significant sale to the company where I was working, and they had no idea of my background or anything. And so as soon as they entered the room and we introduced one another and shook hands, I got this handshake, and I didn't know what it was, to be honest with you, but the individual was quite aggressive about doing it. And at the time, I really didn't know what was being done to me in the handshake, but I do know now, okay? So what they're supposed to do is when they shake hands, they will take their thumb and press down very hard on one of the knuckles of the other individual. And depending upon what finger they press on, that communicates a rank, whether it's first degree, second degree, or master Mason, whatever. Now, if the other individual is a Mason, that individual will also do the same with his thumb on the knuckle. So if you look closely in this little diagram, you'll see the thumb on the knuckle. Okay? And then on the other hand, that thumb is on the knuckle on the other side. You can't see it, but that's supposed to be the little secret grip, so that if you're in a business meeting and you wish to remain anonymous, you are communicating to one another, yes indeed, you're both Masons, even though this is the very first meeting with this individual. So what was hoped for by this individual that came to my company where I was working was that I, as an administrator within that company, would be a Mason. And if I was a Mason, in a sense, the deal was already sealed before the offer was ever made by the salesperson, because as their so-called brotherhood are supposed to take care of one another. Now, as I said, at the time I didn't know this, and I didn't understand why this man kept pushing on my knuckle with his thumb. And I thought it was just weird. And then eventually he went to the normal handshake. Okay? But my brain was being jammed at the time, almost like if you listen to the radio and there's outside electrical interference. That's what happened to my brain. It was being jammed or not understanding what was going on in the handshake. Okay? So that's one little thing I know, and it's not really that big of a secret anymore because I just found this on images. You can probably come up with it on Google Images. This, I believe, is Yahoo Images. The so-called secret handshake is not much of a secret anymore. Okay? Now, as a believer in Jesus Christ, we do not need secret handshakes. I'm not ashamed of the gospel. For it is the power of God unto salvation. I will state, I believe in Jesus. I love Jesus. Jesus saved me. Christians are not to be secretive. They can come right out and say it. Now that's a whole subject of a whole nother video, by the way, I just brought into play. But I was asked about this, and I'll do a couple more videos on stupid Masonic stuff. And I said stupid because they want to rule in your community. They want to rule in your company. And indeed they do. So anyhow, Christ broke the powers of evil. And yes, this is all evil. And by the power of the cross of Christ, all the demons were defeated. Praise the name of Jesus. End of video.